Welcome back to the Journeyman career mode here on FC25. We start with Toronto in our first fixture today. We've another busy schedule in this ridiculously crazy month of May where there's 8 games in the 31 days. It's been pretty relentless, really. There's only 1 week where we haven't had a midweek fixture. Do we have anything midweek at the end of April? We didn't, no. And then in the month of June, it's less intense. Thankfully, we are through in the cup, however, so there is an extra game in there, which actually is quite welcome. And then the transfer window arrives, where we have Inter Miami as well, actually, which is going to be a very important game. Do we have Inter Miami again at the end of the... Oh, actually, Inter Miami just a few games apart from one another. They could decide the title. Well, let's be honest, it's going to be them or no one else, isn't it, that's going to stop us from winning the title, because we're 8 points clear of Miami, although they do still have that game in hand. And we're even further clear by another 6 points of Philly Union. So, two-way title fight still. We remain unbeaten, but we can't take anything for granted. We found that out yesterday with some very close games. Toronto, San Jose, Montreal, and Sporting Kansas City again, this time in the league, not the cup today, to hopefully take us closer yet further still to MLS glory this season. Say thank you to Zero Striker, to Void Griffin, and to Ryan on the board behind me as we crack on with our first game, this time coming from Canada to us rather than vice versa. And you can quite clearly see I'm going to have to make a couple of changes here for players to come in and fill the void for tired alternatives. Up the friggin' Red Bulls. Toronto with Alan Aguirre in goal. Henry Wingo, Amadou Mbenge with Nixon Gomis and DeAndre Kerr. Jonathan Osorio, Matty Longstaff and Tyrese Spicer. In fact, Kerr's actually on the right-hand side. That's a very narrow 3 at the back with that Christmas tree formation again. Matty Longstaff and Tyrese Spicer. Then Lorenzo Insigne, Alonso Coelho and Prince Owusu up top with not much to speak of on the bench either. Although, no, I sometimes I'm like, oh, I think they're good. And then we play them and then they're not. And other sides, now that we're playing them for the second time, I can't remember whether it's that way around, where I thought they were good and they weren't, or whether it's I thought they were going to be terrible and they were actually half decent. Either way, we have to fancy ourselves against every side in this division so far this season based on our performances. But if Manuel could be on side for a start, that would help. He was onside, all right. If he could put it into the back of the net in anything other than the 94th minute, that would help. Matty Longstaff just gets the ball taken off him and just wins it back again. And then the keeper decided to sidestep towards it. Oh, my Lord. 1-0, Toronto FC. We've been going behind a lot recently in this save. And the home fans love to boo me at the minute in this save. But keeper's gone. What's he doing? Well in. Forward well. Quickly. Quickly again. Run, Elias. That is the longest leg you've seen in your life. He's come from absolutely nowhere there to steal that away from me then. And Kerr is getting away from everybody too. Here's Owusu. And Kerr down the line again. Duncan with him, but Duncan can't do much. And here's Lorenzo Insigne. And that's very un-Lorenzo Insigne-esque. Oh, it's nicely done. Good save. Well in, Milans. I just had to slide and hope that it hit me. I think I could have stayed on my feet and it might have hit me actually, but the slide made the... Oh, is he onside? Yes, actually, as it happens, but good save by Coronel. Slide made the body frame bigger to try and ensure that it didn't score with the open goal. Duncan's headed that away, and it should be 1-0 Toronto at half-time and 1-0 Toronto only. Thankfully. Does well. Kata. It's our long shot man in chief! Off the bar. Again! Ah, over the bar. Looking for Manuel here. Don't really have much in the way of support. Van Zier through the gap was the plan. It's gone to Carballo. Van Zier through the gap is the plan. It's gone to Van Zier. Thank Christ for that. The unbeaten record still might just live on. 63rd minute. It is finally 1-1. Etienne Jr. and here's Lorenzo Insigne and here's Owusu and side netting, but thankfully for me the right side of the post. Toronto aren't done in this game. Not by a long shot. Kata out to Caballo. Quickly to Van Zier. Come on, Elias. A good rabbit never gives up. We are good rabbits at New York Red Bulls. From 1-0 down to 2-1 up. Ooh. Well, they might have just screwed themselves. Game over. FC Toronto have just shot themselves, not in one foot, but both legs from the knee down. It's dangerous, actually. Oh, the ball is terrible. I tried to just throw that, lob it into their half, well into their half, because Van Zier, if you go back and have a look at the mini-map, Van Zier was breaking beyond all defenders as they just weren't tracking the run. And the pass was atrocious. That shot was all right. The save was pretty straightforward. He thought he was going to have to save that one as well, but in the end he didn't. Roof of the net only. Van Zier, Manuel, Caballo, Van Zier is really well worked. And 4. He's stuck on the post. 4. Game over, Toronto. Well played. Unlucky, lads. You've absolutely fallen apart in the second half. Into Miami 3, Sporting KC 1. So they do keep the pressure up a little bit. Although obviously having drawn a game recently... Oh, shush your face. Having drawn a game recently, they will still be quite a ways behind us. Where are we? Oh, they're in the Western Conference, San Jose. That's why it's not... I did wonder why it wasn't giving a league position there. So we are still top by 8 points, although Inter Miami still have that game in hand and can come within 5 of us. So technically, it's not in our hands yet. Well, if you know what I mean. Technically, rephrase. Technically, it's not out of Inter Miami's hands yet. They can win their game in hand, and if they beat us in both games, and then we all get the same amount of points for the remainder of the season, then Inter Miami can still win the league by a single point. But they have to beat us on both occasions to guarantee it. San Jose Earthquakes, our next opponent here, away from home. In goal for San Jose. They've got a fullback. It's Daniel in goal with Tommy Thompson, Antonio Rodriguez, Tanner Beeson and Vitor Costa de Brito at left back. Carlos Gruezo and Jackson Uyel in midfield with Christian Espinoza, 75 rated Christian Espinoza to be fair. Benjamin Kikanovic on the left. Then Hernan Lopez at 79. Hello. And, I remember Mr. Ebabissa. I took the piss out of him because I thought he was rubbish. And he scored a very good goal. Let's not let him do that this time. We keep a clean sheet, please. Been ages, it feels, since we kept a clean sheet in this save. And Manuel is turned, well, actually. That's a good save by Daniel. Carballo with the corner. Up we go, please. Nealis with the header. Deflected and off the post. Was on its way well wide. Hit the defender and very nearly snuck in the bottom corner. That's why, regardless of the fact that headers are pretty broken from most situations. Elias! Oh, it's why we still cross and still take corners properly, etc. Because you can still get a little bit of chaos that looks more realistic than just never crossing and never trying to score from a corner. I can't believe I've gone with that pass. I can't believe Elias, with an open goal in front of him, has ran at the ball and then just let it hit him rather than shooting or taking a touch. He is embarrassingly poor. Milan's. Carballo. I was going to say, I need some runnings from deep, really, because I can't really find anyone further up in a minute. Manuel's turned well. It's blocked well. Kata's won that header well. Edelman's won that physical encounter well. We found Van Zier well. We still can't bloody score. 0-0 still against San Jose at the beginning of the second half. Try as we might, it just won't go in today. Now watch me score with this attack. Struck brilliantly, saved equally impressively. Kata, that's a great ball to Van Zier. Here's the overlapping run from Caballo, and Van Zier's in again. And this time maybe Daniel is determined. He is a determined Daniel. We're not going to score here today, are we? This is going to end up 0-0 at best for us, judging by the way this has gone thus far. Kata! Honestly, he's like a cat, this man. Uh-oh. No! The ball was there to be won. So I stepped and oh, Renee! Gone for a second yellow. It was an unnecessary challenge to make, really. It was a heavy touch and it was there, and it's definitely a second yellow. My managerial character is not happy about it. It's definitely a second yellow card though, and that could change things. It's not the first time we've gotten a red card. We were able to win recently after getting a red card in yesterday's episode. We very nearly, immediately, gone 1-0 down, however, after getting this one. Thankfully we haven't. It was Axel Atom that got the red card in the last episode. Something that definitely wasn't a red card. I don't know why my defender's just fallen over there. It must be very wet on that part of the pitch. Here's Espinoza. Oh, no. Oh, what a block by Milan's. Now is really where our unbeaten record is going to be tested to its maximum. He's just kept that in play there, Pellegrino. Gotten a deflection on that, but it's just taking it further down the line for Pellegrino. And here's Ebabissa. Good block by Nealis. We are hanging on now. That's very much hanging on. I've taken a striker off and added a defender on, amongst other midfield changes, to try and at least hang on for the 0-0 that we've currently got, so that we can keep the undefeated streak alive. Don't want to keep any sort of defeated streak alive. But with 15 minutes to hang on and San Jose really pressing, it's going to be a tough ask to hold on to this. Stroud, though, could set Van Zier in a good position. And here's Caballo. And he's in the box, and that'll be a corner. Don't write us out of it, though. We have won from worse situations before. But really, I just need to make sure that we don't lose it, don't I, at this stage? See the man on the edge of the box arriving. It's Stroud. He's completely sent one man. Oh, and if he could have put that in the top corner, it would have been glorious. He's completely sent that man all the way back to New York. Completely flattened the defender. That was unreal. It was like Mbappe in the Champions League. Good header by Edelman. And Gienga with support. Edelman turns well. Oh, time has run out. Not to worry. The unbeaten streak lives. The chance to go invincible is still there for us. We draw 0-0 against San Jose, and that was a particularly difficult game, despite our 16 shots, apparently. 16 shots, 0 goals. My life in Major League Soccer. Never mind. We've a game against Montreal to come, and hopefully we can get a decent result in that one. In the interests of time, in terms of recording and time off and making sure that I don't come back and then leave you without a video again for another day, I'm going to sim these. I physically can't, I don't think, field a proper team. I'm going to sim both of the next two games. The plan was to play Montreal and then sim Sporting Kansas City, but we are going to sim this one, and we're going to win by 2-1 thanks to Van Zier and Kata. And then I think, is there a bit of a break before the next one? No, it's coming in just 2 days' time. There just is no let-up right now. Carmona's pissed at me because I'm not playing him. Lewis Morgan is on his way back and should be available very soon indeed. Hopefully in the not too distant future. Now, Sporting Kansas City actually gave us a good run for our money in the Cup. Although half of it was probably my doing by just wasting chance after chance after chance after chance at the other end. Axel Atom is not quite fit enough for this one, so we'll throw Carmona in, who's been whinging at me saying he wants to play. And hopefully he'll score here. The invincible streak is over. Radoja and Andreu Fontas sporting KC burst our bubble. Sag. They were the side earlier that in the last episode caused me all sorts of problems, and they've caused us even more. Unfortunately, we're not able to replicate the 4-3 for the round of 16. In the quarterfinals, we have Portland Timbers to come to you in the next episode. But we are still top by 8 points in the Eastern Conference. However, Miami have 2 games in hand now and can get back within 3 points of us. Maybe the title isn't quite done yet. It depends how those games against Inter Miami go. The first of which comes, I believe, in that next episode. No. It's the one after that, Ches. Okay, well, tomorrow, Timbers, Orlando, Revolution, and Columbus Crew. That will be June. That will be next. I'll see you then.